Hello, Pisces. This is Sherri Simpson coming to you from British Columbia, Canada. Interesting how my throat just decided to do that as I was speaking to you. I have been meaning to do this video for you for weeks, and I get the sense that your energy, oh, the hair on my arms is all like tingly and standing up already. I get the sense that the energy has been changing and shifting so much that the information that I've been meaning to share with you just keeps shifting and changing, and that maybe it's relevant for a day and then it's not relevant anymore. So I was totally called to do this for you today. And what I get the sense about you is that you are so intuitive and so connected to your own stuff and connected into your own intuition and able to manifest things, and you understand the universal laws without needing to learn them because they just exist and you know them and understand them, just like you get gravity like some people don't. I'm not saying people don't get gravity, but I think you know what I'm saying, that you just have this sense of understanding and knowing without having to be told certain things. Your intuition and your guidance is just such that you don't need to be told. You may not need videos like these in order to help you and guide you, because you understand your own guidance. And if you don't actually actively go out and ask for it or be open to receive it, it's just there. And the interesting thing about that for your energy right now is what I feel like you're going to have one of those ahas. Either you just had it before you finished up your birthday month, so before the 20th of March. Today's the 26th, I think. Or you're just about to have it before we hit April 1st. But I get the sense that you're going to come to a situation or a realization or an aha of, oh, that's what the rest of the population needs when. And so, as an example, many people who take Reiki or who take classes about learning how to shift and move energy, they're like, oh my God, I can feel it. I can feel the energy. This is amazing. This is so cool. This is like, wow. And I get the sense that if you were to take a course like that, you would be like, yeah, I've been doing this forever and I don't need a course to tell me that. But I get the sense also that you don't have those ahas and those wows and those senses of things just feeling like some people feel them, because you trust so deeply and you're so connected with your inner self, most of you, that it just is. And so you may not understand when people say things like that, because you don't get that they have these ahas. And I get the sense that in this like soon, either you just had it or you're going to within the next week, you're actually going to have one of those, oh, that's what other people mean when they say this or when they express this. Like, you're going to have one of those more human feelings or experiences or ahas about feeling things in a totally different way, or connecting in with your own inner guidance and realizing things because you trusted so deeply and you see things in a certain way and you manifest things very quickly and you're very intuitive and you're very psychic, that stuff just happens and it just flows. And so, you trust it so much that maybe you don't get how it just happens. It just does, and that's cool. You just trust that it will. But you're going to have one of those, oh, kind of moments. So I'm going to pull 4 cards for you. So my name is Sherri Simpson. I'm a transformational life coach. I work in the Akashic Records and help people heal things from the past, bringing up blocks and restrictions. I also have the ability to tap into who people are at a soul level and to bring forward who they are and what their skills and their talents are. And also, I'm trained in coaching in the universal laws, and I help people learn how to manifest things, which I know you don't need. But one of the cool things about that is that I can give you a number about how big your comfort zone is, and see what things are coming down the pipe for you that you may be manifesting that you do want or don't want, and and sort of timeline them for you on things that you need to do to bring them quicker, or whether they're totally outside or inside your realm of possibility and probability, and whether you're actually on a choice, we'll call it a trajectory of becoming the person who's receiving the things that you desire. And again, I don't think you necessarily need something like that, but I get the sense that this thing that's going to happen for you, that's going to bring you this realization, may move you into alignment with wanting more details from someone like myself. So even if you're not coming to me for guidance, I want you to be open to asking outside of yourself for guidance. If you do have one of these ahas and you're like, what does this mean? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, if you have one of those moments, be open to asking for the guidance to come in outside of yourself, if it's not something that you normally do. And observe the things that are going on around you in a different way than you have been, because I get the sense that things going on around you are going to be telling you even more about the things going on within you and what you're shifting right now, as Mercury is retrograde and Jupiter is retrograde, and we're moving towards this full moon on March 31st and moving into this new energy that's hitting us on April 1. So I'm going to pull 4 cards. I like to see the bodies as being the human body and what's going on with us physically. I like to see the mental body as the things going on with our thoughts and beliefs. And then I like to see the emotional body as our feelings and emotions and what it is that we're giving out as our vibration for the law of attraction in the universe to connect and respond to, and then the spiritual connection as a force. So I'm going to pull 4 cards. I'm going to use John Holland Psychic Tarot deck for you today, and tapping into that energy about what it is that you need. Oh, I just got like super cold all of a sudden, which kind of made me think that your loved ones are totally flooding me right now in this room, providing information for you. So if you don't normally connect into your loved ones, you can automatically call those to you. Anytime you're thinking of a loved one who has passed, they're automatically around you and with you and giving you signs. So if you haven't been looking for those, I get the sense that you can be. Very interesting that this card is coming up. So clarity of belief. This makes me think that you do absolutely have clarity in the things that you trust and the things that you know and the intuition that you provide. But I get the sense that again, there's something happening with you, or some aha moment that you're having, and I get the sense that maybe you have been unclear on something. This is meant to be the physical card, but I get the sense that it's more than just physical, that it's going to tap in. This particular card is going to tap into more than just physical for you. So this is a number 1. It's about being abundant. It's about quick manifestation. It can be about quick thinking and quick manifestation, but also about being independent and being like a silo and really doing things from that perspective of this is what I want. And perhaps you have been in that place, but maybe some of the things that have been happening around you until you recently have been sort of wishy-washy. And I know the energy has kind of felt like that, like wishy-washy, like washing machine. Things are all stirred up and emotions are on and then off, and patterns are on and then off. And I get the sense that you can tap in to this sense of, this is what I want in my heart. This is what I'm going to send out to the future. So if he has his hand on his heart, he's sending this like total love transformation vibe of this butterfly that's green, which is heart-centered, into the future, allowing clarity of what it is that you believe. So this ties into the mental card for some reason as well, because our thoughts become our beliefs, and then our realities are based on what we believe, and then we have certain expectations about what we believe, and that's what we bring to you. So perhaps some of the things that you've been trusting or believing in have been creating things in a physical nature that aren't exactly what you desire. And even though you have thoughts and beliefs around those, it's time to shift some that haven't been serving you. And I love the pink in this card is about you. It's about self-love. It's about going within, and that's really what the energies of the retrogrades are asking us to do right now. So Jupiter is asking us to go within to cultivate more joy, and then for you to be able to share that joy outside of yourself. Mercury is about communicating in a totally different way. So maybe you're meant to communicate with you and your source differently, and then to open up to clarifying what it is that you want to expand into your future and send that forward. From the perspective of a physical nature on this sense, I get the sense that maybe you've been ignoring some of the things within your body and you haven't been actually seeing the signs as being clear. So maybe you've been like, oh yeah, my knee's just been hurting, whatever. It's always been like that. And so maybe tapping into, yeah, but maybe it doesn't always need to be like that. So now if you can wrap your head around what that message is that has been presenting in your body on and off over time, that you can actually clear it. And then you can send some healing into the future and become the person who doesn't have knee issues anymore, because you're willing to tap into that now and trust that you can actually create your own future in a sense of physically how you want to feel and how you want to look and what you want to experience, as well as all of the other psychic things that you do. So, yeah, I get the sense that maybe you have been tapped into your own intuition and your own clarity and your own self-love and capacity and capability to do things, but maybe your physical body has not been a held in high regard, or maybe you have been um, sweeping things aside about what the messages in your body have been sharing with you. And I get the sense that you can open up to speaking to your body, to loving your body in a different way, to bring you more clarity about what the message is if you have pains or signs or symptoms or things that just have been, and sort of cleaning the slate on those and allowing the slate in the future to be different in terms of what your physical body has been sharing and what it's capable of. Let's see mentally what is, oh, something just resonated there because the hair on my arms just stood up. So are you in a place where you can see your physical body as being more capable than what it has been showing you? Oh, this is interesting. And so I get the sense that maybe you want to manifest things within your physical body different than they have been, and you haven't been doing that. And so this is also a number one card, but this one obviously is in reverse. And so if you have been continuing to manifest the pain in your knee or the pain in your back or the pain in your ankle, then you don't need to continue manifesting that. You can manifest whatever you want. So maybe you've just been trusting that your body is your body and everything else you can manifest, but not your body on a physical way. So allow yourself to think differently about your physical body and to believe differently about your physical body, and to send what it is that you desire in terms of how you want your physical body to act and react and what you want it to look like and what you want it to feel like, and allow yourself to come into that realization. And for some reason, this is like affecting my throat, which makes me think that maybe you haven't been speaking to your physical body in a loving, kind, and nurturing way. And maybe you've been expecting your physical body to not show up as being better and greater than it can be. So it's continuing to give you the same response and continuing to stay in that same cycle of, oh, but my knees always hurt when it rains, or oh, my lower back always hurts at the end of the month because I know the bills are coming to on the first. And so it's just one of those things. And I get the sense that it's actually time for you to change your thoughts and beliefs around what it is that your physical body has been showing and the things that have been showing up, because you can manifest just about anything you want. You are very intuitive. You are, yeah, here my arms is standing up, and that it's more on the right side, which makes me think physically doing something different as well as thinking something different about what you're capable of. That's very interesting because I get the sense that you have this capacity in this like innate gift and talent of being intuitive, but maybe you're just not intuitive about some things. And so there's been things that have been outside of your realm, or I'm having weird like a digestive sensation, like I almost want to burp that out, like you're not really sure about it, like you're digesting that differently, like a light could have just gone on about you, like, well, my knees always hurt. I had an accident back when I was like 18. for some reason, did you hit your head? Because that just brought something weird into the right side of my head. So maybe something happened in your body is like, yeah, but it's always been like that. It's always going to be like that. So you have the sense that you can manifest some things, but not other things just because of what happened in the past. Okay, well, I'm getting the sense that no, you're totally capable of checking in with those things and manifesting and being clear on your beliefs and changing them so that the things that are coming into your future in terms of you in your physical nature and what you're capable of. And I get also that it has to do with expectations that you have around other people and their lack of capacity or capability, and seeing those differently as well. So maybe you're used to having certain beliefs about the other people in your life, about what they're capable of doing, and you're continuing to manifest either having to help them or what they're capable of. And you can also shift that too. So you can hold people in a place um, of clarifying the beliefs of what they're capable of doing and what you're capable of doing, and sort of bring that up a new level. So manifestation is big for you. So open up your capacity to think and believe about manifesting things in a different way, even if they haven't been for the last 20 or 30 years. And the next card that came up about this at the same time was the love card. And I get the sense that possibly this is about emotion and love, and you actually being clear on what it is that you want from a love relationship and sending that into the future and allowing it to manifest by being more open and seeing it in a totally different way. But I also get the sense that this is about you loving yourself in a totally different way and setting different expectations about, well, just because it's always been a certain way doesn't mean that I can't manifest something new. So if your relationship has always been, the man does this and the woman does this, or my partner does this and I do this, you can actually shift that as well. And I get the sense that the thoughts and beliefs are big, but it also comes down to what you are physically actually doing and cultivating that differently. So maybe this is part of this aha or this uncommon common sense thing that I feel within your energy about coming to some different realization and not realizing that you had the ability to change something that you didn't think was changeable. You had this belief about, well, that's the way it's always been, so I can manifest anything and I can control anything and I'm capable of doing this and that, but not this one thing. And I if you wrap love within it, and if you balance the masculine and feminine energies of it, and you see it from a totally different perspective, a perspective of love rather than a perspective of fear. And that's a weird throwy thing for me too. Maybe you haven't been speaking your truth in terms of love, or maybe your thoughts and beliefs about love have not been, and that's loving yourself, it's loving other people, it's loving the things around you. This is tying in the sacral chakra and tying in creativity. So perhaps you're meant to think more creatively about your body and about things that you haven't been able to manifest, that you've just sort of written off, and allow love and creativity to be cultivated within those things. I'm going to check in with a card that has to do with emotions to see what's going on with that. But I get the sense that you've had a lot of balance in your life and things have been easy intuitively, and it is as though you've had one aspect of life that you've just maybe sort of written off, or one aspect of life that you've just had a certain belief or thought pattern around, and now it's like, oh, I can actually change that. Interesting. So the card that came up is daydreams and decisions. And I'm called to actually share a dream that I had last night. I used to drive a GMC Blazer, and I got it when it was like 3, and I drove it until it was like 12, and it was literally like I loved this vehicle. It was as though it was a person. I didn't want to get rid of it. I had this relationship with it where it was like comfy and it was safe and it was so easy to drive, and it was like home. It felt like home. So this relationship with my car felt like a person. And And I get the sense that, one, that your dreams are actually important for you. And so, why daydreams and decisions and emotions, and why am I talking about my blazer? I get the sense that you can cultivate a relationship with things and people in different ways, and that if you haven't been paying attention to how you have been loving things like your car or like your body or like the people around you, that it's time to actually tap in to experience those things and what they're showing you, because you could be writing some of those things off as, oh, that was just a weird dream about a car. And I get the sense that for me, the idea of me loving that vehicle is that, what is it that you need to know about it? Interesting. Very interesting. I get the sense that I'm sharing this with you because there are certain things in your life that are safe to love, and certain things that have not been safe to love. And intuitively, you have a sense of what is safe to love and what isn't, and what you're clear and know that you can manifest and what you can't. And so things are shifting with you around that, around things that you totally believed you could manifest in terms of being more loving and kind. The hair on my arms is standing up, but it's way more on the right arm, and that's about taking more inspired action towards manifesting things that are providing more love for you, that are from the perspective of love. And so if you have some of these weird daydreams that you're just like, yeah, whatever, that's, that's never, I just daydream about that, it's never going to come true. Those things are important for you to look at and to see. And so, like, even the dream that I had about the blazer, that is important because I actually felt when I woke up that I had this sense of cultivating love for an object. And if I can cultivate love for an object, then I can pretty much cultivate love for anything. So if I can cultivate love for an object, I can do it for myself. I can do it for source. I can do it for um, people in relationships where they might be in conflict. And so making different decisions about what is important to you or what has been important and shifting those. I know I feel like I'm jumping around, but the information for you is kind of wishy-washy and jumping around as well. But I really get the sense that you're going to have a big aha if you haven't had it already, and that it's going to bring clarity. It's going to shift your thoughts and beliefs in a different way. It's going to bring an aha to you about what you can manifest and what you've been feeling like you couldn't for a long time. It's going to be from a perspective of love, whether that's actually cultivating the relationship that you've been desiring forever, or cultivating love around certain things. So again, if you can feel love for a blazer, or feel love for a sweater, or feel love for a necklace, then you can feel love for other things. You can cultivate love for other things. That also makes me think of what is it that you're attached to, in terms of dreaming, in terms of physical things, in terms of people that are no longer serving you, because as we go through these retrogrades, we're releasing things that don't serve us anymore so we can create space for things that do. And maybe making the decision to release the daydreams that you know are never going to come true, or maybe release the should daydreams that you don't need anymore, and make a decision to actually start cultivating the dreams and manifesting those things that are important. So if you have this, like, oh, this is making me hair on my arm stand up again. If you have this list of 100 things in your head of, I'll do that when, or that's a daydream, or in my when I have time list, go through that list. Go through that list over the next week and decide which ones are like, I don't need that anymore, that's not on my daydream list. Or go through the ones that feel like pipe dreams that you can actually manifest, and start clarifying beliefs and truths about why you couldn't manifest those things, and get into alignment with, yes, I can. This 7 makes me, oh, that's very interesting. So we had 2 1s, and the 1s are really the silo, the instant manifestation, the planting the seeds as we come into spring or into the equinox. We just started the beginning of the astrological year with Aries and planting new seeds, and again cultivating new things, and cultivating love. So the 6 is really about nurturing and building and creating and allowing. And I'm doing this because the 6 is on this little rocker, and so things are coming in and sort of balancing. But I get the cool thing that you're climbing stairs in a way here, because I see the 6 as finding balance, and then I see the 7 as taking the things from source and from your intuition and from your inner self that you're ready to come into balance with, and that you're ready to come into harmony with, and that you're ready to nurture, coming into manifestation very quickly. So deciding on this daydream is going to become reality, and these are the decisions I'm going to make. These are the emotions that I need to feel within my body in order to attract those things. Let's tap into that a little bit more. When you are, the fan on my laptop is going, and every time that happens, I often think that people are in that state of la 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 la, I don't want to do that, la la la, I can't hear you. So maybe doing something like this is actually challenging for you, because you don't want to look at the things that are daydreams. You don't want to get rid of those pipe dream things. You don't want to get rid of the shoulds. Maybe you don't want to get rid of the things that could have been. And you've been manifesting those could have beens as it will never happen. And now you can actually step into that place of, but I want these things to happen, and I'm ready to make them happen. So let's get rid of the pipe dreams, and let's decide on what it is that I'm going to cultivate. And when you're cultivating things in terms of the law of attraction and in terms of the universe providing things for you, you're actually becoming a new person who has clarified the belief about what they want in their future and what that future thing is going to feel like. So you actually want to tap into one emotion or one feeling or one word that thing that daydream is going to provide for you. So maybe it's success, maybe it's love, maybe it's bliss, maybe it's transformation, maybe it's adventure, maybe it's fun, whatever it is. It's time for you to tap into making decisions that thing is going to be important, even if you thought you could never manifest it and it was just a pipe dream. You're going to connect into the emotions of that thing, and then you're going to allow yourself to cultivate that emotion within yourself from a place of love, from a place of balancing your intuition and guidance, your higher self and your human self, the masculine and feminine within you, the things that are going on around you, with the things that are going on within you, and you're going to step into that place of, yeah, I can do that. I can totally cultivate that. I can clarify my thoughts and beliefs, and I can tap into what that daydream or what that decision is going to be, and then I can move into manifesting it because I'm ready, because I've decided that I deserve that thing and I want it, so I'm going to cultivate it. So deciding with your daydreams, if you've had a certain, oh, here my arm's standing up again. If you've been having a certain daydream about creating something, so some of you maybe have had this sense of creating like a safe haven, like a retreat, like a bed and breakfast, or like a resort or an Airbnb or something like that, where you're creating this ambiance in this place or space that you want to share with other people and bring other like-minded people to you, with a place of love and teaching them how to manifest what they desire and to clarify their own beliefs. Then decide that that's what you want. Decide that that daydream that you've had is either not going to happen and you're going to ditch it and create it with something and replace it with something else, or that you're going to decide that now is time for you to manifest this thing in from a place of love. And once you do that, you actually want to step into that emotion that this thing that you have been daydreaming about is about. So If you've been creating in your head this daydream of cultivating a retreat, what is the essence of this retreat? What does it create for you in one word when it's complete and you can see it and people are enjoying it and you're loving spending time there? What is that? Is it co-creation? Is it creativity? Is it oneness? What is it? And then you're going to allow that one emotion to be cultivated and growing, and to believe that you can cultivate it and grow that within you and send that into your future. And then as you are cultivating and deciding to bring that emotion into fruition, into your future, you're becoming the person who attracts all things that are of that emotion. And that is how you build your dreams, and that's how you get out of your daydream and move into the decisions and take the inspired actions from a place of love to actually manifest what it is that maybe you've been putting off. So very interesting. So I get the sense that most things have come very easy for you and that your intuition and guidance just brings it to you. But perhaps there has been this one thing that you didn't believe that you can have, this one daydream that you just decided that you couldn't do or you couldn't have, or maybe it was about your physical body and what it's capable of and not capable of. And now you're finally deciding, is this just a pipe dream that I'm getting rid of? Or have I decided, yeah, I really do want this and I'm going to stop putting it off and I'm actually going to manifest it into my future because it's time. I'm going to call in one more card and see what spiritual guidance is around that. Because you already know what your intuition is saying about this, even if you've been shutting it off and assuming that you can't manifest it. Let's see what your higher self and your source self and your loved ones. I'm feeling freezing again, which makes me think your loved ones are surrounding you saying, yes, we're here for you and we know what your deepest desire is and you've been putting it off and not manifesting it. Ooh, throat chakra, see? What have you not been speaking your truth about? What have you been not willing to transform in terms of clarifying your own beliefs, in terms of loving yourself and loving your creativity and loving balance and loving life and stepping into that place of, yes, these are actually my daydreams and my daydreams are going to be my reality because I'm making the decision to do it. And of course, there's so much throat chakra color in this, and there's so much heart-centeredness, and there's so much giving. And so where are you not speaking your truth? Where is it time for you to speak up? Where is it time for you to say, my daydreams are going to be my reality, and I'm making that decision? So in terms of like future projections in your comfort zone, when you decide something, it's still only in the thought realm. So it's still, I can think it, but can I believe it? Can I actually clarify that belief and make it come true? Because deciding is an act of thinking it, but you actually need to step into that place of starting to talk about it with other people, starting to feel it grow, like you grow love, like you grow seeds, like you grow and birth things. Oh, there, my arms are standing up again. And so deciding is about things being possible and even probable, but until you actually start taking inspired actions in order to bring those daydreams into some kind of a physical place, then you can't manifest them. So I get the sense that this is where your aha lies. This is what the next week, or even up until the 10th after Mercury goes direct, so even around till about the 10th of April, it's time for you to actually step into a place of no, I can do this. My body can do this. I'm capable of this. I'm stepping into a place of yeah, I can manifest anything, but I can manifest this thing too because I've decided that this is something that I want from within me, from my heart, for my future. For some of you, that's definitely a love relationship, but for others, I feel like it's it's this thing that you felt was a pipe dream that you finally need to make a decision either to let it go or to bring it in. And whatever it is that you decide, you're totally capable of doing that from a place of love and a place of believing that you can have it, or believing that you can get rid of the space in your brain and in your thoughts that have been holding on to that, like a crux that have been, it's been taking the place of other things that you haven't been able to manifest because you've been in that place of wishy-washy holding on to it. Do I really want this? Do I not want this? And it's time to decide what it is that you do want and make one of those pipe dreams an actual physical reality. So start talking about it, start speaking things in a more truthful way, from a more loving, kind, respectful way, and manifest those things that you know, that one thing that you felt that you couldn't manifest. It's time to do that. It's time to start communicating to yourself. It's time to get into that 5 energy of change and transformation and transform that one thing that you didn't think that you could do, that one thing that you didn't think was possible, and step into that place of, yeah, totally, it's possible and I'm going to do it. And I'm deciding, and now it's time to take the inspired action to actually do it. So, manifest your desires, manifest your dreams, choose that one thing or choose to let it go, because if it's no longer serving you, if it really is a pipe dream that is not coming into reality, then stop thinking about it and just allow that space within you to start thinking about what it is that you do want and what it is that you do want to manifest. Pisces, I'm hoping that was um, inspiring and it served you. Share this video if you feel that it will help someone else. Remember, you're watching this for your sun, moon, and rising sign in Pisces. And I look forward to connecting with you soon. Namaste. Have a beautiful day.